Hello, I have a good news for you. We are hitting 15,000 subscribers. This 15,000 is like a 15 millions for me because I created this channel and I upload whenever I can, no regular uploads, but still you guys staying with me. Thank you very much for everyone who connected with me all around the world. And also, if you're not subscribed yet, this is the right time to subscribe. And also, if you didn't share with your friend, this is the right time to share. Okay. So now I'm getting so many requests on a different topics. Some topics I forgot. I just promised to do, but I forgot it. But I'm going to do those. And if I complete all those requests, then probably I might need to upload daily. But believe me, it's really hard to find a time to record the tutorial, especially tutorial. Vlogs I can record, but the recording the tutorials take time because though you see in a 30 minutes or like a 1 hour video, I spend like 5, 6, 7 hours to do this video. I'm recording, editing, and like preparing for the videos and everything. So, but I'm not stopping. I'm going to do at least one video per week. I'm trying to stick to that. So therefore, I need to select the topic, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select most demand topic. So like most people ask. So therefore, if you need something, if you think this is a better, if you think something I need to cover, just put a comment or at least send me a message on my Facebook. So with all those technical subject, all those technical topics, the tutorials, a lot of people asking, can you do some video about architecture design? How you can design a solution? When there's a requirement, how you can come up with a solution? Today, I'm going to do that. Not one video, I'm going to do one, no, two, three video probably. So today, I'm going to take existing solution, review that and see how we can make it better. But we need to understand one thing. Here, what we are trying to do is we are trying to learn something. For future architects, for future tech leads, I'm going to teach something throughout my experience and how I see problems and how I see solve problems. Other than that, we are not trying to judge anyone in any manner, right? So by taking a solution here, when we are analyzing that, when we are reviewing that, it is not we are trying to tell the people who design this solution, people who develop this solution, we are not going to judge their capability or their capacity, right? So probably the architect who designed the solution may be 10 times better than me, but he or she may had own reason to design this solution in this way. Because sometimes people tightening our hands and pushing to water and ask us to swim. I faced this enough time in my life, right? As when we are going to design solutions, especially when we are designing government solution. I still remember one of my friend Gihan Maduranga and me, we were having a chat. Why these people don't understand this is not the way to do this? But unfortunately, we can't explain them because they are sometimes not technically competent. For various reasons, people want some different solution than what we design. So therefore, the solution what we are going to discuss today, the architect and I don't know who designed this solution, but whoever designed this solution may have their own reason, to come up with this solution. So therefore, what we are going to do is, we are going to improve this solution, but we are not going to judge them, their capacity, their talent, their skills, nothing. As I said, they may be 10 times better than me. Okay, so what we are going to discuss today is cashless payment system in Sri Lankan highways, right? Sri Lankan expressway. We are going to discuss how they design the cashless payment system, what are the drawbacks of this system, and how we can improve that. Okay, so people who are not watching this video, who are not visited Sri Lanka, who didn't experience Sri Lankan highway system or expressway system, let me to take little time and explain how that works. Okay, so let's take this as our highway. Okay, and there's no scale here, just arbitrary drawing, right? So we have things called, right, interchange, right? So these are different roads, right? So connect to different cities, right? So my arts are really good, so don't worry about it, right? So those are not like, there can be like 40, 60 kilometers in distance between these two interchange, though we see like this. Okay, so let's say this side is going to this way and this side is going to this way. Just think like this. So if someone wants to put their vehicle into this highway, this expressway, what they're going to do is they can enter from one interchange and then they can go to their destination and they can exit from here. Okay? So, and same way, so maybe this vehicle came from here, this go this here and this exit, they exit. So how this works, when we enter to highway from this gateway, right, this gate, so what they do is they give us a ticket. Right? You may have seen this in my many videos, in vlogs, they give us a ticket. So we need to carry this ticket, and when we exit, the exit gate has a counter, then we give this ticket back to them. What they do is they scan this 2D barcode, and then it's not a QR code, it's a barcode. So they scan this and they figure out, okay, where this vehicle entered. Let's say this is a A, right? This is a C. From A to C, so this is the charge, let's say 500 rupees, so they charge it. That's how it works. It's a cash-based payment, right? So we have RFID-based solution separately, but unfortunately, not all the expressways support this, right? So if you enter from one expressway, and if you crossing expressways and exit from other one, then you can't use this system because, I don't know, from some administrative reasons, they don't support, right? So therefore 99% time we need to use the cash-based payment. With the COVID, we realize this is not safe. Why? Because when you give the receipt, right, probably if this person who's in the counter, the officer, if he's infected with the COVID, probably he transfer this to this person, for the driver, and the driver carrying it and giving to this counter, and probably all the drivers who use that maybe get infected. I mean, so many reasons. So somehow they came up with a solution for cashless payment, right? But this is how it works. Okay. So cashless payment means this driver has a mobile phone. Okay, this driver has a mobile phone, and this mobile phone has an app. I'm not going to name the app, right? So there's an app. So what that app does is we can do the payment through the app. Okay. So now this is how it works. When you enter to the highway, still you get the ticket, and you go here. When you leave this highway, when you exit this, you give the ticket back to them, and then usually they calculate the price in the system, and they're saying, hey sir, you need to pay 500 rupees. So now what you need to do is, you need to key that 500 rupees in your app, and there's a QR code on the gate. So you scan that and you pay the 500 rupees, right, from your app, and then once the transaction complete, that response come back to the gate, and your gate will open, so you can leave, right? That's the solution they provided. Still you give the ticket, still you have the ticket, still you hand over the ticket back to the counter, and they tell the price, but you pay the price. That cashless, I mean, makes sense, the name is a cashless payment, but it's a perfect solution. What are the problems with this solution? Okay, what are the problems with this original solution? There are so many problems. See the one. So you are getting a bill here, right? Paper bill, and then you give that back to him, and they give a receipt back to you. Okay, so that means how many receipts? This one for one journey, one, and this two. Sometimes there are highways, you go from this highway and you exit from here and you enter to the other highway and then leave from there. So that means when you exit from here, right, so you enter, you get a one ticket, you give this and you get the receipt for that ticket and other ticket to the next highway, and then you exit, you get other tickets. I mean 4-5 tickets generating, right? So these tickets are useless because these are thermal printing, and it anyway going to erase. So it's a waste, right? It's so many, it's an environmental threat and papers, but still it's a waste, right? No point. That's one problem. So now with this cashless payment, that problem still exists. It doesn't go away, right? Still you have to print all the bills, all the receipt, all the tickets as it is. But they solve the cash problem. You don't have to pay by cash, right? Yes, the cash is a one media, one like common media, you can get COVID and other infection diseases, but that makes sense. We should appreciate that. But it's a practical problem. So let's say you enter here, you are now let's say you're going to exit from here. So now you park your vehicle. Let's say there's a counter here. So you park your vehicle and you give the receipt back to them. If it is a cash payment, you give the cash with the receipt, so they give you the change back and you just move, right? Probably 30 seconds, right? Why? You give cash along with the ticket, so they see the ticket, scan the ticket, get the bill and give you the change, you move, okay? So now, within a 30 seconds, next person can come and get served, right? So that means that your block is 30 seconds. Now what? You give the ticket, right? So this 30 seconds is still there. Why? They need to analyze the ticket and tell you the price. Now you need to key the price and click the submit button, and that transaction has to go to the payment gateway and authorize it, and then it come back to this gate, and then only the gate will open so you can leave. Probably this 30 seconds may you now spend 1 minute to 1.5 minutes, right? The average, because it so depends on person's literacy on using a mobile device, and then data speed and the data coverage. The person has so many factors is counting this, okay? So therefore this is not a perfect solution, right? As I said before, they may have their own reason to design this way. We are not going to judge that, but let's see how we can improve this, okay? The whole point of this video is to teach you, for the future architects and the future tech leads who's going to become architect, how when you get a solution, what are the points you need to consider and how you can come up with a solution, okay? Right. Most of the time, you may come up with the best solution, but the administrative party or people, the client probably don't agree for that. For example, even our projects, we as architects and the delivery team, we always have argument because our problem and their problems are different. Okay? As architects, our problem is give the perfect solution. When we give a solution, we're thinking not this current problem, but how we can extend, right? Because always, as a best practice, what we are trying to do is open for extension but close for modification. We don't want other team come and modify this code, but we need to keep an extension point. We are looking for decoupling. We are looking for security facts. We are looking for data. We need all the facts, right? That's how we define perfect solution. But when we present this solution with to the delivery team or project managers and delivery heads and delivery managers, their problems are different. What are their problems? Their problem is how fast we can push this solution to the client, because then only client going to pay, right? So therefore their problem and our problems are different. But still, it's your responsibility to give the perfect solution. So what I follow usually, I present my solution for them and I tell advantages and I tell disadvantages, and I tell if we don't do this, what are the walls you're going to get hit in other 1 year, probably 6 months or 2 years at least, okay? But still they don't agree that, still they knowing that, still they want their probably stupid solution. I said, okay, let's go ahead with that. But then you might think we shouldn't, but here's a problem, right? So you gave the solution, you explained them properly, and then you told them what are the risks, right? So it's up to them to understand the risk and go with the plan, right? So then, if you really properly communicated, I think your job is done there. So that's how, at least how I usually do. I try my best to convince them, right, all the way. But last, if still they want it, that's their call. Okay, so let's design such a solution for this one, and let's see how we can fix this problem. So here, I'm not creating a perfect solution, but I'm going to create a kind of a overview solution, right? Kind of a bird's eye view, because then there are so many factors to finalize that solution, and that take a lot of time, okay? So let's think like this. So in this solution, in this problem, we have few actors. One, the actor one is the person or a driver, right? Driver who use the highway, okay? And the second actor is the vehicle, right? So the car or the vehicle, right? So we'll see how these are relevant and irrelevant. And then the third actor is the highway authority. Let's draw a crown over there, right? So highway authority who charge us, or else probably our client. Okay, these are the main actors in our problem. Okay, so he used the highway, and this is the vehicle, this is the one actually using the highway. He is the owner of that, and then the highway authority who is charging it. But in this case, if you clearly analyze, it doesn't matter which vehicle. It depends based on the vehicle type. But the vehicle registration number, anything is not much matters, right? What matters is, according to this problem, someone enter into the highway and someone exiting the highway. Based on that type, we are going to charge. That's it. So therefore, we can erase this guy. Right? So we don't need to worry about the vehicle. So we have a driver and the highway authority. Okay? So we can create a mobile app. Okay? We can create a mobile app, right? Mobile app, and also probably we can create a web app, right? Or a dashboard or whatever, right? So let's say we do something like this. So now I can download the app from App Store or Android Play Store, and then I can create an account. Who am I? I'm the driver, right? I'm the driver who is using the highway. So now when I create the app, probably they're asking my mobile number, right? Or email address, maybe both, right? And then they register me an account, right? So now from this dashboard I can manage the account. I think you can see it right here, right? Okay. So then what we can do is we can connect the banks, right? And payment gateway, internet payment gateways, right? And probably PayPal or any other. We have a service here called Pay here in Sri Lanka. So this type of payment services, right? The banks and everything, and the credit card and all those things. Why? Because user can, I create account now. Now I have account here. I can log into the dashboard and I can reload my account. Right? I can, like, let's say 2,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees, based on how frequently I use the highway, I can reload this, right? So I mean, we can have a reload card and we can go so many options, but now I can reload it. And this app also can use the reload, but like as convenient, I can give this also because it's easy for the companies and kind of a thing, right? So now let's say I put 2,000 rupees here, right? So now that my app also showing 2,000. Okay, so now I have an app with a 2,000. Now I'm going to use the highway. Okay, we can design this solution in two different ways. I will tell advantages and disadvantages of both, right? So one solution is in the highway entrance we can have a QR code, right? Highway entrance we can have a QR code. So now when I'm entering into the highway, I scan this QR code. Okay, when I scan this QR code, my app realize, okay, cool, so he is entering into the highway from gate A. I'm not going to use a real, let's say Kadavata, but people who are not in Sri Lanka won't understand this. Let's say from the A, right? Interchange A. Okay, so now, so it goes to the server and it registered saying, okay, this user, let's say my user ID is U001, U001 entered to the highway from exchange A, right? So now assume this highway has a multiple interchange, right? So let's name this as A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay? So now what this system does in the backend does is when it says enter from the A, it broadcasts a message to a messaging system like a Kafka or RabbitMQ or some sort of messaging system saying U001 entered from A. That means he can that means there's a possibility I can exit from any B or C. But there is no way I can exit from D, E, F because it's in the other side, right? It's in this side. But I can exit from B and C. So now everyone of the B and C will get a message saying, hey, there's a possibility U001 would exit from your gate. Right? This is one way we are going. Saying QR code is with the gate. So now when I exit, right, I go to the B, I'm trying to exit. When I'm trying to exit, the B gate also has a QR code. Right? So now my app again scans that QR code because entrance and exits are different. So now it says it's a type of gate is an exit. So this QR code I scan, then my app send this message back to the server. Right? Now server says U001 record, that's a record from saying entered from A. Okay? And then now he scanned the B, right? So now he see the exit gate is B. So now it calculates the price in between A and B and deducting from my account. Right? Deducting from my account and sending a message back to B, right? B gate saying, okay, this transaction is complete, gate will open. Solution is good, but there are few drawbacks here. One, because so many communication based on the mobile device data or the network speed. Why? Because you scan the QR code and you submit it back to the service and the service has to talk to the gate and so many things. Right? We can flip this solution little bit. Something like this. Almost same solution. What we can do is, right? So we user have a QR code. When we register this here, it generates a QR code for the user. Right? So now what we do is, in the gate, right, on the gate in the exchange, right, interchange. So what we do is, we have a scan, QR scan, right? So we go here and we put our device with our QR code to the scanner, right? So now scanner will see, okay, there was a vehicle came, it don't understand who came, right? But it's a valid vehicle, it can open the gate immediately. There is no transaction has to happen from here and there. Why? Because the vehicle came. They can open gate instantly because we got the QR code scan, right? So meantime, it can let me to go in, right? Doesn't matter. You don't have to check the credit balance and everything. I'll give a solution for that, right? You don't have to worry about it, right? Maybe this person has a credit balance or not. Doesn't matter. You see it, you open it, right? But our previous solution, I scan the QR code, it go back to the server, and the server send the message back to the gate, hey, open the gate to this person to enter. It takes some time, like 15 to 30 seconds. I mean, even a huge traffic, right, in a busy time, the 15 seconds is a huge, right? 15 seconds is like 15 minutes. But this solution is very quick, we can go. So meantime, the gate will communicate this QR code to the server, central server, and the server will again broadcast this message to every other possible exits, saying this person might exit from your gate. Same thing, right? So now gates are ready. All the gates are waiting this U001 to exit. So meantime, they have a record. U001 entered from A. Right? U001 entered from A. Okay? So now, you go to the exit gate. Right? Again, exit gate has the same scan. Right? So you scan your QR code. Now gate identified, okay, wow, this guy came from service A, right, he entered from the A, and this guy now exit. So now either this place itself can calculate the pricing, right, or this exit record can transmit back to the server gate, right. So now server can calculate the account balance and everything. And if the account balance is sufficient, you can send the message back to gate and say, hey, open the gate, right? So this case, we don't depend on client data or a data speed or anything, right? Why? Because we use the communication from the server side, the backend side or a gate side or a network, what we call it's a highway network, right? So there's an exceptional case, there are no enough money. Okay, so then it will pass the message to the system in the counter. The officer will see, okay, no sufficient fund. This is the charge. So then they can tell, hey sir, your account doesn't have sufficient balance. You can pay by cash, right? Then you can get the cash and you can let the gate to go. They can override it, right? Why do we need a receipt? No, we don't need receipt. Why? Because system tell you the balance and everything. That's perfectly fine. So now, right? So now that is more convenient, more reliable solution than the previous solution, right? This solution also has a drawback, but I'm not going to talk in detail, but this is more convenient than that. So that is how you should select solution. Not only one solution, you can get all the possible solutions and see which one has a more advantages over other one. Then you can pick one. Now, when we design this type of problem, what are the frequent failures? This can happen. First one, number one, we can the first problem we can think. Let's say the person entered from the gate A, the person lost the phone, or phone battery drained, right? Or phone broke, is not working, right? Or for example, it doesn't matter how, they cannot operate the phone. So now that means we entered to the highway, entered to the expressway using this system, this app system, but suddenly phone is not working anymore. So what you can do is, you can tell your mobile number or your email address, your account ID or whatever you choose, and then whoever in the gate, they can enter that, and then that act as a QR code, right? So this is how we should design. That is why loosely coupling is important. This is how we design this, right? So we have this exit gate, right? Exit gate has a QR scanner, right? So this is a QR scanner, right? When you scan this, it will scan and it go here, it identifies this as U01, right? And then it transmit to the server. Now what happened? This is not there. In a usual flow, this U01 is generating by this QR code, right? No one is entering that. So now since this phone is absent, what we do is we create a separate path using the keyboard. We enter the U01 here, right? Not the U01, but phone number or something, which find the U01 and here. So this is the advantage of decoupling things, right? So why? Because as far as this service is concerned, you need user ID. Doesn't matter how it come from. The convenient way is coming from the QR code. But when that absent, you can manually enter. Now you enter. Now the transaction happen exactly as it is, but your phone is not there. Now someone can fraud this. Why? Let's say person A, right, and the person B. Person A scan this, right, and let's say person A entered to the highway and person B also entered to the highway from the same gate, right? Let's say same A gate, right? So now let's say we name the person is differently. Okay, so here's the fraud. This is how fraud can happen, right? So you have a X and you have a Y. X and Y both entered using A gate, right? So now X take the lead. X come to the exit gate fast and he says my phone is broken, and then he give Y's mobile number, right? So when they enter the system, it can see Y also entered to the highway. It's a valid. So then it will deduct from Y's account, right? But gate will open, X will leave. Then you can find this at all. So how we can avoid this? There is no point of having OTP. Why? Because your mobile device is broken, right? So you cannot get that back. So what we can do is we can get user to set up a PIN, right? So you can, not the PIN number, it's personal identity number. So it's a PIN. You can get user to enter the PIN code, right? So then what you need to do is you give your mobile number and your PIN code, right? And then if this both correct, this transaction will, the user record will pull up. Maybe PIN code can forget easily, right? That happens because if you don't use frequently, it can forget. But then you can get some secret question, your mother's maiden name, your date of birth, or like when you exit last using this system, right? When was the last time you used the highway? Not the date, at least the gate you exit or the gate you entered, or some sort of information. You can verify that, and it's valid. You can deduct it. That's also solved. Then there's other problem can think of, right? So let's say this user, let's say this side you have A, B, C, D, E, right? A, B, C, D, E. So when you enter from the A, it sends the message to B, C, D, E, everyone saying the U1 will come, right? So this kind of creating garbage records, right? So what you can do is, once you exit using the C can send the message to the central messaging system saying, hey, U001 exit now. So they all listening to that and they can delete their record. So likewise, you need to think all the edge possibilities, edge cases of this problem and put a solution for that. So now, let's compare this with the existing solution. We don't existing solution, even with the cashless solution, they print the bills, we don't print the bills. We don't need that, we can save that money, we can help the environment, so the environment don't need to decompose those receipts, right? That's number one. Now number two, we complete use cashless because not only cashless, we also use a receiptless, and also we don't introduce that latency what happened in the gate. We can minimize that, adding the scanning features back to the gate and then using the highway network, right? And also we can maintain a history about transaction, and we can probably give the credit transfer, right, from one vehicle to other vehicle. You can give the credit transfer facility. You can do a lot with this, and this will be completely cashless, right? So then you don't need to carry cash. You can use a credit card or whatever the payment, because what you need to do is you just reload your application, your app, right? Then there are more benefits. You can give rewards based on your miles, and so many things you can do, right? You can extend to so many other areas this system, right? So today what we have done is we took existing system and then we analyze it, and then we discuss how we can improve this. Again, we didn't try to judge the design team or implemented team who implemented the solution this way. I believe and I know they may have their own reason to implement this in this nature. But if we want, we can improve this, right? Okay, that's it for today, and let me know what you think, and if you can optimize this more, put your ideas in the comment and tell me what I need to do next. And till that, stay safe, take care.